Afternoon, everybody. Can't believe I tried to do this morning, but I had a bit of a fail. Don't know why. I think I was in the office, pretty much outside of my comfort zone. Um, didn't like the lighting, so I thought I'd come home and redo this. Anyway, to start off, as you all know, I'm 53, and I know I shouldn't look this good at this age, but it's locker room. That's my secret. If you don't know what locker room is, and no, they're not paying for this. No, we're not sponsoring them. Um, I just go there 3 or 4 times a week because it's transformed my life. So it's a top class gym. It's only for business leaders who are serious about performance. And honestly, when I say locker rooms changed my life, I'm not joking. And I'm sure they'll change yours too if you're serious about results. But the team have kindly given me 10 spots for a free physical, I'll get this right, a physical and nutritional lifestyle assessment. Now, they're usually 350 squid or dollars. So the first 10 leaders that DM me can go and meet the team down there and get a free nutritional and physical lifestyle assessment. It's very, very cool. Next level stuff. I mean, when you think about the people that are involved, that go down there in the locker room, the people that I bump into every day or every time I go down there, there's wallabies in there, there's CEOs of banks in there, there's all sorts of high-end execs who are serious about getting results from their business, and they know it all starts with their health. So I know Connor, the head of marketing, he did say to me, why be a fat, annoying boss when you can just be annoying? And that's really pretty much what it is. So anyway, this is going to be a new format where basically every Friday we showcase one of our vendors or one of our partner vendors, because it's become pretty clear that the execs are out there looking for information, and yet we know they've got places they can go to get that information. They often pay for it with analyst reports or whatever. But what we've done with this new format is we're going to make if for example, if you've got a research phase of an IT project, we know it's important to you, so we want to make information easily accessible. So, for example, if you've got a cyber security related project or problem that you want to solve, I want you to think of meetmagic. If you've got a product or a digital customer experience challenge, I want you to think of meetmagic. If you want to meet your exec peers and go have a conversation with them, I want you to think of meetmagic, because we're putting a platform together. Well, the platform's live now, where you can log in and make all that happen. So the platform's live. Very, very simply, it's a place where executives can sign up for a time, and then we make a match using our AI. So it's a little bit like Tinder for business. You get to meet with people, but the goal of each meeting is really networking with mutual value. There is no product pitches, just great conversation. We know that no exec likes to be sold to, so we've taken that completely off the table so the execs can feel safe, knowing that they're not going to get spammed or hit up or stalked. I sort of liken it to a date. The best outcomes tend to happen when there's no agenda. It's just great conversations that are relevant to both sides. So when I say Tinder for business, you don't go on a date and ask someone to marry you on the first date. Well, some do, but the likelihood is you'll get a no. So in the charity world, Peter Baines once told me a very great saying that stuck in my head. He said that if you ask for money, you're likely to get advice. But if you ask for some advice, well, you might get some money. So we've discovered that the conversations when they happen from an altruistic perspective, that there's just a little bit of unknown about what's going to happen. There's no real hard agenda. There's no product pitch. There's no PowerPoint demonstrations. There's none of that stuff. It's just great conversation, and that's where good things happen. And that's the best way of meeting. I think we've also discovered that the best way of meeting somebody for the first time is online. I mean, you can at least get away. If you're stuck in a coffee shop, you're pretty much stuck with that coffee shop for an hour or so. So we've got a great way for the execs to come together, meet somebody for the first time. And according to McKinsey, there's a report out which talks about the B2B state of the nation, basically. They say that 83% of B2B decision makers actually prefer a digital human interaction for the first time. So that is pretty much what we've built. And if you're a little bit like me, you'll know that amazing experiences tend to happen when you take risks. Nothing really good happens when you plan it too much. So it's all the unexpected things that are good happen when you take a little bit of risk. So rather than playing it safe and going to the analysts and getting all those reports, come here, get matched. You get to build a purpose and you get to learn from these vendors whilst you're at work. So as you know, every time you have a connection on our platform, we donate a lot of money to charity on your behalf. So the feedback has been absolutely amazing. There's been a definite shift in the ecosystem of meetmagic, and we're having way more conversations now about people. Yep, I know we're a tech company. Yes, I know, I get that, but the conversations have gone from no, I'm too busy to how do I get involved? Because these meetings are happening anyway. So it's why would you not want to have a meeting that makes you really feel good? So I think there's become more of an open-mindedness about meetmagic now, which means for me I feel really proud of that, because the team have obviously done a great job of removing some of the blockers that we used to have in the early days, and now we're having more and more conversations about the value added side of these meetings. So not just the great connections and the relationships that are forming, and there are amazing relationships that are forming. I mean, we had a message this week from one of our clients who's closed a 7-figure deal with Kiwi Bank in New Zealand, all around their customer experience side. So this is really cool. This is really amazing things that are happening. The connections are not just coming together, over lunch or whatever. They're coming together and they're having a purposeful conversation that's actually leading to positive outcomes. So, but like I said, we're having more and more conversations about the value added side of these meetings now. For example, the mental health side, or the feeling of being uplifted by these meetings. And I'll show you this in a minute on our leaderboard. But for example, Michael Ross, I think, is the CTO of Qantas. He basically told us that he feels uplifted every time he has one of our meetings. So I feel very proud of that, because he did say he feels terrible when he doesn't have one of our, or when he declines one of our meetings. Well, I said, well, just don't decline them then. So anyway, what I wanted to do is quickly show you one of the vendors that we're working with, because if you've got any areas of your business that you're looking at around digital transformation, around building out new products, customer experience, customer journeys, that sort of stuff, Air Team, who are on our homepage, are an amazing company. They've done a lot of work with a lot of government organizations. So they've done all the groundwork in getting, approved on the panels of governments, which is no easy feat. But they've just done some amazing work. So if you've got any, or if you know of anybody that's out there looking for, high-end developers that can do a great job, Air Team, I want you to know, are a company that's heavily involved in some of that digital customer experience stuff. So very, very cool. Now, hello, yo. I can see you. Thanks for your message. What I wanted to do now is just give you a quick sneak peek. Let me take a sip of water. It's actually gin and tonic, just kidding. It is Friday though. I wanted to take you on a little bit of a journey on the platform. So, you can drop off or stay on or whatever, come back and watch this whenever you want to. But this is basically the journey. Let me share my screen of how, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Dipesh and Priyanka and Polyak and our dev team, who have done a cracking job. Really have. So this is the exciting part about the new platform. We've got a leaderboard, and this is very cool. So if you're an executive that's out there looking to build some purpose or find some purpose while you're at work, this really is a great way for you to do that. Yes, I know you can go and give money to charity. That's easy. You can do all these great things. But what we've done here is we've built a way for you to easily do that. We've given over $1 million to Starlight over the couple of years, which is amazing. We've donated all over $1.5 million and actually generated about $2 million through these meetings. So some of the companies that are showcased are here: VMware's, the Alteryx's, the SnapLogic's, the RapidMations, and the Auth0's. These are some of the great companies that we're working with. So I know, for example, a lot of companies out there have got challenges with integration, and we've had some amazing stories through SnapLogic with the problems that they've solved, bringing SaaS platforms and multiple cloud platforms together and making the CEO sleep at night, or CIO sleep at night. But this is our newest partner, the one that I mentioned, Air Team. So log on to meetmagic, go and have a look at that video, and digital experiences is what they're all about. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you something really exciting. We had a launch party. Did everybody see that? So we handed over a check for $1 million to Starlight. So we've actually, this little startup that we've got here has actually helped 25,000, almost 30,000 seriously ill kids, which is just phenomenal. So have a look at that. That's really exciting. We're pretty proud of that. Let me just expand my screen a bit more. We're pretty proud of that. And we're doing a lot more with other charities as well around the world. And even more excitingly, the chairman of Ogilvy in the UK, Rory Sutherland, I call him the godfather of advertising because he really is. If you've not seen him on TikTok or YouTube, go and have a look. He's agreed to become our global chief evangelist, which we are really, really excited about. And Rory is a very famous man of creating magic, psychological magic. So we're very excited about that. And that's Agnes Lee there. You might have seen me promoting Agnes this week. Agnes on the left here. She's the godmother of birthdays in this country. She was very famous for the duck and the train cake, and has famously been on the front cover of the Women's Weekly magazine for 40 years with that train cake, which if you came to our party last week, you would have seen a recreation of it, which is very amazing. We actually auctioned it off and then donated it to some disadvantaged kids here in Waterloo. So we're really excited about that. Now, the platform. So what we've done, like I said, McKinsey are talking about this. This is the new normal. You've got to get used to this. Buyers are looking for new channels to meet vendors. We know this. Everyone's talking about it. The conferences, great. They're okay. Sure, you've got to have a place for them, but it's become very noisy. There's a conference for everybody these days. It's literally constant. And from our experience, a lot of the execs tell us they avoid going into the vendor room because they know what it's going to be. It's going to be stalking of them afterwards, and often they're going to get harassed. All their channels get filled up, email, LinkedIn, everything gets stalked. So they kind of avoid that channel, and it's become a bit of a noise problem. But obviously there's a place for conferences, definitely. But maybe the drinks afterwards. But I think there's a definite need now for a new, quieter place to meet and get the information that you need for that project. And that is exactly what we've built here. And it's free for executives. There is literally no charge whatsoever. And when I say about the leaderboard, we're not joking. I want to show you this, if it ever gets there. It's a bit slow running through this machine. This is the leaderboard. So if you have a look at some of these execs on here, these are the big pictures, are the ones that have had more than 10 meetings. Dave Cowan and Lewis, top leaders. I think Lewis has done 25 now. I mean, crazy. So we're, yes, sure, a little bit of competition here. But Lewis tells us that he gets 300 emails a week from people trying to sell him shit. And that's harassment. It's crazy. And I'm sure every exec out there is like that. I know Andrew always tells us he's 30 or 40 requests for his time a day. And so how do you keep up with that? How do you filter all that noise? So we've managed to do all that. So all the big pictures have had 10 or more meetings. The 5 to 10 meetings with us, there's lots of those. And we haven't put them all on here yet. We'll put a leaderboard up. And then when you get all the way down, there's all these ones here that have had 5 or less. And there's loads and loads and loads of them. So you can get to see a little bit of social proof from our point of view of some of the people that are actually doing these meetings. I mean, they're CEOs of companies. They are literally the top end of town execs. There's no reason to not get involved and do these meetings now. Everyone's done them. So it's becoming pretty normal for execs to reach out to us and say, hey, I've got a project. It's all around, I don't know, AI. Can you connect me with some AI companies? Let me show you. This is what we've done, how you can get into it. So you click enroll now on the platform, and Priyanka's done, and Dipesh has done a great job of putting this thing together. You can now sign up with your LinkedIn or your Gmail. Now I've got two profiles, so I'm going to sign in first with my, who's that? St. Vincent's spamming me. Look at that. Scam messages coming in while we're live on LinkedIn. Crackers. So I'm going to log in first with my, I'll go in through my salesperson's account. So if you're a salesperson watching this, imagine waking up one morning and having a CIO request a time with you. Oops, what have I done there? I've got to check my inbox. I should be able to log straight in. Hold on. What do you remember? What happened there? Talk about live. Log in. Take me in. No, I don't see my inbox. Okay. The joys of going live. I don't know what happened there, but I'll check my inbox. Log in. That should have just gone straight in. Anyway, clearly security is a big thing, but there's a classic example of how security should work. So I'm a salesperson. I've just logged into my platform onto my end, and we've put some podcasts in here. Execs, CEOs, Steve Jerkovich, the CEO of KiwiBank there, talking about how to engage, how they like to be engaged with. So if you're a salesperson and you're worried about how these leaders want to be spoken to or engaged with, have a listen to some of these podcasts, because Ian Robinson, the CIO of Water New South Wales, talks some amazing things. The value that he's getting from these meetings is incredible. He tells us he uses a lot of these meetings for information gathering that he uses to attract and retain talent into the business. So a lot of value outside of the connections coming in. So have a listen to those if you're lucky enough to have a subscription to the platform. But this is from a salesperson's point of view now. So you can see there's 25 meetings completed, which are all here. So you can keep a track of those meetings. You've got up and coming meetings that are coming in there, emails that you've sent off to execs and requests for execs, and your new matches. The new matches are something that's really based on your preferences. So when a salesperson or a company tells us that they want to meet with certain types of execs with certain companies, we do all the matching at the back end and make that happen. So here, for example, we've been matched with Susan. We can now type a message to Susan and put something in there. Or if we want to meet with the guys at Deloitte or the CEO here, we can type a message, request a meeting, and go and send that request off. If you've got some tokens in the system, you see here, you've got to have tokens. So once you send that request off, that'll obviously appear in your requests. And then when you get a meeting request back, or when the C-suite emails you back, you will have an up-and-coming meeting in here. And I'll show you how that all works. I'll sign out of this profile, and I'll log in now with my executive one. So that's my normal Pilot meetmagic. Give me another email. Sign me straight in. Here we go. Oh, you're joking. Keep sending. This was never happening before. So now we've got a two-step process of going back through to get our authentication. But I guess it's kind of safe. But anyway, here we are. So I'm now logged in to my executive. So you can see here I'm a CEO of a company called meetmagic, and I've now got a request in my box, which is here. Now this is the best part about it, because we've actually been matched. So if you're an exec and you want to meet with certain types of vendors, we'll match you with those vendors. This is what it looks like when a message comes in from a vendor. The message will come in. There'll be something in there that says meeting test, or they'll say something important about what they're going to say to you. What you can then do is select a time. We're always making it 2 weeks in advance, so you want to make it PM rather than AM. And then you can select where you want to meet them, whether it's meetmagic, video, or in person. Might want to go for lunch, Google Meet, Teams, etc. You can even invite some guests into that call. And then you send that request off. When you send that request off, it will basically now populate both calendars. So everybody gets that invite. So the salesperson then gets the message to say, oh, I will meet with you on that particular day, which is very, very cool. So what we're also doing now is keeping a track of the impact that you're making. So every time you have a meeting, the money that we donate on your behalf gets tallied up, and the charities that you support get obviously nominated. Now, when you've got a meeting that's scheduled, it'll all appear in here. And what we've done is created a meetmagic video capability. So it's all inbuilt. Now, you know what? When I think about, there's a company out there that raised $27 million just before COVID lockdown ended. And they're probably valued about $150 million now. And they've got no revenue. And all they're doing is this, exactly the same. But we've actually given more money away to charity, which is our revenue. But we've got exactly the same thing. It's AI matched with video. So when you click on video, you will get taken straight into that meeting. You can look at the quality of this. Beautiful, very clear. And you can put up to 500 people on this platform, which is very, very cool. So all the video is integrated. We're not recording it, but it's got all the usual features where you can put all your different backgrounds in there if you want to, and whatever else. So all that good stuff that you would normally come to expect from a video service. So you can come on here, get matched, tell us what kind of companies you want to meet with. We'll match you with them. You will then get the requests. Your requests will appear as usual in here. And you can see all your new ones. You can see your scheduled ones. And if you're an exec, you want to know the vendors that you've actually met with, you'll be able to see all those as well. So all the completed meetings over there and who you declined. So it's a great way for you to come together and meet people, but it's also a great way for you to make a bit of an impact while you're at work. In fact, we're seeing some execs now that are when they're going for a new job, they're actually talking about meetmagic and telling the hiring manager that they do meetmagic meetings as part of their way of giving back. So that's what I wanted to show you. The platform is absolutely live now. It's available. That we are selective about what kind of execs are coming in. So you must be an exec that's in a company that has 50 or more staff. That's it. That's the only criteria that we have. You can be anywhere in the world. I think what we've found is that geography really does not mean anything anymore. We've got people having meetings on this platform that are in different countries all the time. So anyway, that is me for the Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend, and don't forget to log on to meetmagic.org, click the Enroll Now button, sign up and come and do some good. This is your way of having a digital human interaction first, and come and do some good. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.